Evening, Pete here on Tesco's. Just out on a Sunday evening shift. It's a 4-hour shift. Just started at 6 o'clock. Well, just left the depot at 15:15. We leave at 6:15. If we're starting at 6, if we start at 7, we leave at 7:15. But basically, you come in, check your vehicle, stuff like that, and then we head out. So I've got a couple of drops in a village not too far, about 15 miles away from St Austell, and then I'm coming back and I've got 6 local jobs for the evening, so a pretty easy evening shift. I'll probably bring you along with some of the jobs this evening, just try and show you a little bit about it and what I'm doing and stuff like that. So yeah, should be alright. I'll tell you what really, one thing that bugs me down here is people's headlights. I don't know what it is, whether they all drive along with either their headlights on full. A lot of them have got these LED lights, which I don't know why they've need LED lights. You know, I manage to see all right, and I don't need it. I very rarely have full beam unless I'm down sort of a dark country lane and there's nothing about. I don't see the point of it. I can see perfectly well without having all these bloody stupid lights on, but there you go. What am I to do? Know about anything? Anyway, I'll speak to you all soon, bring you back. When we get out a little bit further. Very quiet on a Sunday evening. When I first moved down to Cornwall, we thought, the wife and I always thought that, naughty boy Pete. I was just doing just over 30 miles an hour there, so let's slow down a little bit. Yeah, going back to what I was saying, when we moved down to Cornwall, I always thought that it was reminding me of when I was younger, back up when I lived up country in Bedfordshire. When I was little, the Sunday afternoon evenings, it was always quiet. It seems to still be the same down here in Cornwall at the moment, except in holiday season obviously, but out of that it's still, it's very, very quiet on the roads on a Sunday. So just heading out of St Austell now, heading towards a place called Lostwithiel, and then we're going to head on towards Liskeard, but we'll turn off before we get to Liskeard, so I'll perhaps bring you back in a little while. A little bit foggy tonight as well, so we're just coming down now into Lostwithiel. So yeah, it's just outside, about 4 or 5 miles outside St Austell. I've actually just taken on another shift as well. The manager got hold of me the other day and said, would I be interested in increasing my hours? Well, I wasn't really that keen on doing too much, but I've agreed to do Monday evenings as well, so I do Monday evening, Wednesday evening and Sunday evening. So yeah, it basically gives me then after Wednesday I've got obviously Thursday, Friday, Saturday off all day Sunday, and I don't go in until Sunday evening, so it's worked out quite well. I quite like doing it like that. It just suits me to do evenings really. I do like I say, I do some day shifts and eat all stuff like that, but just my lifestyle really with my motorbikes and other stuff I like doing, looking after the dog and other bits and pieces. It's just easy for me to do a Sunday evening. I'm sorry, to do just evenings. Yeah, like tonight's a 4-hour shift. They're all 4-hour shifts. So that gives me like 12 hours, £12 an hour. Get a bit more for Sunday evening. It's not bad, just gives me a little bit of extra each month. I started doing delivery driving when I started doing my driving career. I was actually driving. I worked for Currys. I left the garage. I started off the garage, and working in a garage when I left school as a mechanic. Did that, and then I met a girl, as we all do, and her fat father was working and moving around a lot, and I actually moved in with him and lived in London for a few years. And I enjoyed it, and I actually got a job with her. She worked for Currys, the electrical company, and I got a job with Currys as well, driving a transit van around London, delivering washing machines, tellies, stuff like that in North London. I used to like it actually because it was a nice little number at the time. We used to deliver the new stuff, and because it was a small shop in New Southgate in North London, we was allowed to keep the scrap. So the scrap, we had like a mate, a driver's mate, and we'd always get plenty of tips then in London, delivering tellies. They'd always ask us to set it up and stuff like that, or put the washing machines in, as long as they got the leads and stuff. So we did all that for people. Just get some good tips on that job. It was a nice little number actually back in the day, and that was probably 1980s, I think, 1980, 81. Yeah, because I got married in 82, and I went HGV driving then after that. So then I took my HGV, and I was HGV driving I started off with a market gardening company, delivering and collecting fruit and veg, doing the London markets. Doing the markets all over England, but predominantly a lot of London markets. Covent Garden, New Covent Garden, Spitalfields, 9 Elms, and actually we used to go to Stratford Market. That's all gone now. Great times. And Borough Market was still a fruit and veg market, but now it's a fancy food place now. But yeah, I can remember those days. Good times though, good laugh. And then I joined my last company I worked for, big company, was BOC Gases, and I went on there driving with them, driving Arctic straw bars and stuff like that, tankers. I stayed with them for nearly 30 years, 29 years, and finished up as a transport manager. So been round the block, and I've come back full circle, and now I'm driving a van again. So I'm back driving a van, doing this Tesco's job. Well, it's not a bad little job, to be honest with you. It's all right. As long as I don't try not to get involved with all the internal rubbish and that goes on at work. I just come in, try and do my job, and that suits me. Don't try not to get involved with it too much. But yeah, it's not a bad little job. Just take your time, do your deliveries. A little bit difficult when you first start. Obviously you've got to get to know your routes and stuff like that, where all the customers are, and takes a little while to get used to, but after that, great little number really for me. I think it suits someone of all ages, whether you're just starting out as a career, you want to drive, or you're sort of getting to my time of life. As long as you can physically manage it, go for it. It can be hard work, there's no doubt about it. You don't really need to be going to the gym, although some blokes do, but I do like probably 3 or 4 shifts a week of this, plus taking the dog out for a walk. I definitely don't need to go to the gym, although I do carry a bit of timber, shall we say, but I like my food. So there you go, look, absolute nutcase. There's 2 cars behind me, and I'm doing like 55 mile an hour, and he's just come flying along here, and it's a lot of blind bends up here. There you go. Hey ho, each to their own. Yeah, so these LED lights are a bit of a pain in the backside, I have to say. Because I wear bins, I've got my old glasses on it, it's causing quite a lot of reflection. So it's not great, I have to say. But when I'm driving, I don't need the glasses on, it's really for close-up stuff. So when I'm driving, I'm alright really. But anyway, I'll bring you back in a bit, speak to you soon.
Pre-order at Samsung.com.
Yeah, it's a bit foggy tonight, so not the best. Well, especially as I'm getting out towards the sea, heading towards Loo now. Well, I'm quite away from Loo actually, so it's a little bit higher ground here, and it's certainly a bit foggier. I find in the fog, keep on dipped headlights, because I think if I put it on, that's on full beam, I think that's worse than on dipped headlights. But people still have them on full beam. I don't understand it myself, because you can see less. I think they think you can see more, but you can't really. But there you go. It's very patchy because it's cleared now again. So yeah. Bring you back in a bit. My second delivery is in a little village on the right here, so we'll come back here and turn down that road there on the right will be on my left, and do a job there on the way back. So we've got one up here in front of us in the next village, or town, small town. It's a village really. I'd call it a village, it's not that big. And then we've got to come back and do one on an estate there. Then we head back to St Austell, and I've got 6 drops around St Austell, which is not too bad. So yeah, pretty straightforward tonight on a Sunday evening. Fog's cleared now, so very patchy. Bring you back in a minute. Coming into Plent now, so it's where our first delivery is, or my first delivery. Quite a nice little place. So it's on the main road to sort of Loophole Barrow from this direction anyway. I'll bring you back a bit. Just heading down to my second drop in a place called Lanreath. Lanreath, I don't know, quite sure. Never quite sure how to pronounce them down here. Lanreath, I think. This is on an housing estate as well, so it's a pretty straightforward drop. Just round the corner up here. And we'll have a card to be fun. Right. Great big pub on, it's a tiny little, well, small little village. But here on the right, that building there is an old pub, massive pub. And it's a tiny little village this is, so I just don't understand why it was, I'm not sure if this was an old road where there was a coaching, and there was a coaching in. It must have been, that's all I can think of, it was some sort of coaching. God knows what happened to it, I guess it'd be pulled down, because I can't see it ever being a pub again. But there you go, you never know. Make a nice place, restaurant, put some flats above it, something like that, be alright, wouldn't it? So, be nice. Don't normally get this job on a Sunday evening though, it's normally a daytime job. I've been here a few times as a customer. Like I say, it's just normal estate really, usual stuff. Back in a bit. So that's the first 2 drops done. We're just heading back now, just coming out of this little village in Lanreath, and then we'll be heading back towards St Austell way, and we've got I think I've still got 6 drops to do. I think I said 6 drops. I haven't checked the paperwork, but yeah, all pretty straightforward really. Yeah, it's a bit strange. I mean, there's quite a big church here, but it's only a small village. When you look at that pub, it looks like it was, we'll go this way, and that pub's all the way along there. They're doing some building work with it, but I don't really know what's gonna, lovely old building. And obviously had rooms and stuff like that, but you only got this street and round the corner where we were. There's no shops or nothing, there's no pubs here now. There is a church. I think there's a little community place up the road here. Yeah, there's a little community place on the end here. I don't know if it's open or not of an evening. In there. Some lights on. Lanreath Village Hall. No, there's nothing on there. Yeah, going back to the Tesco's job and what it's like and stuff like that. Yeah, I like it. I really enjoy it. Most of the time, I mean, it can be difficult. I mean, you get some awkward deliveries, and down in Cornwall we get lots of places where we might go up steps and stuff like that. And I guess in London would be no different. To go to flats and places like that, finding places to park in big towns and cities must be a nightmare, you know. So it's just the job. There's lots of lifting and carrying. I wouldn't say it's extremely heavy. You've got barrows, of course you've got barrows, and I tend to use mine a lot more than I used to. I do struggle a little bit with the hip. My left hip causes a few problems. It's either left hip, lower back, and with a bit of sciatic pain, it causes me problems. I did hurt my shoulder a few months back. I hurt my shoulder, and that took a few months to heal. But yeah, not too bad. You know, it wasn't. I could work through it, to be honest with you. So I did, and I did. I had to have a bit of time off to start with because it was causing a lot of problems. But yeah, it took 3 or 4 weeks to settle down. I think they've said they identified it as a rotator cuff, which can be quite a long-term injury. But touch wood, it seems just before Christmas it sort of started to get better. So, and touch wood, I've had no real issues this year with it. So it seems to be on the mend, which is great. And it'll be nice. It'll be easier for doing these little films when the sun's out in the evenings, and you know we've got some nice evenings. We can have a chat face to face, just without putting some artificial light on. You wouldn't see me in here. You'll be just talking to a black space. There's no point. So that's why on these videos there's not much of my face as such, unless I'm going to do a daytime one. So you get a few chats from the cab and stuff like that. But please feel free to ask questions. You know, ask me stuff. You know, I'll try and answer it the best I can. I'll be honest as I can, within reason. Obviously, you know, like I said before, I have all the corporate and the stuff to be careful of, and you have to be careful you don't break. So all companies now you work for, I had it in my old job, they have social media policies, you know, so you've got to be careful. And I can't film people, customers and stuff like that. Obviously if I did, I'd have to ask their permission and stuff like that, but I just don't bother, I don't worry about it, because you know, you don't want to go knocking on someone's door and stick a camera in the face, you know, not unless, I'm not about planning, you know, setting things up, so I don't bother doing it. Anyway, you don't really want to see customers, do you? Just people, you know. So it's now 7:15. I left the yard at 14 minutes past 6. We drove, it's about 30 minutes to my first drop. So we got there just before 7:15. We've done that, and we've done the second one, which was about 5 minutes away. And we're heading back now. We've got about another 20 minutes to get back. So by about 7:45, you know, we'll be back. I've got 6 jobs to do in the town, which is pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. And I've got a light load, so I know they're not too big drops. So yeah, it's you do get the time to do the job, so you don't have to rush. You can take your time, do it properly. You know, they like you to interact with the customers a little bit. Some drivers do, some don't. I mean, I don't have long conversations with customers, but I will sort of pass the time of day. You know, usual stuff, talk about the weather, etc., etc. Some people don't see anyone for days on end, so when you go there, because obviously you're on a time limit, so but you've got plenty of time to pass, and I think it's just only polite, really, you know. I mean, I go to some customers and they're miserable sods, you know. I just go there, I always say thank you, goodbye, blah blah blah. If they don't want to acknowledge me, they don't want to acknowledge me, you know. If they want to treat me not, but 90%, I'd say 95 to 90, high 90s percentage of the people are really nice, pleasant, you know. this is just boring foggy road. You don't want to see this, so I'll bring you back in a little while. Really quiet on the roads tonight, except for you usual idiots, but there you go, can't help that. Must be home watching Call the Midwife's just started, I think.
Take first exit.
About 20 past 8 now, I think it starts at 8. My wife's into that. That's the only reason I know about it, my wife's into it. So. Well, it's nearly the end of January and I've done dry January, so I don't know, anyone else done dry January? I normally do it every year, but I'm actually going to keep going, I think. I'm not going to start drinking. I'm not going to say I'm not going to drink, but I wouldn't say I was drinking too much, but I got in a habit of drinking at home, and yeah, I'm gonna knock that on the head. I'm just gonna sort of have a few beers if I go out somewhere for a meal or something like that, or you know, wait till the summer comes if we're having a barbecue and stuff like that. It's just so expensive now, and I don't really. It's only the sake of drinking it. I can drink something else, you know, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to drink, but I've cut down and didn't really miss it, to be honest, the whole month, this month, so see how it goes. Be curious to see if anyone else off dry January or doing dry January or whatever. Not bad estate up here, bit busy though, there's lots of cars, there's so many cars. Not too bad up here though, it's quite nice, quite nice houses. The trouble is the numbers go really weird here, and the sat nav sometimes gets it right and sometimes doesn't. 85.
Turn right.
Oh, is it down that way? It might be. It's got it on here. What numbers had to say there then? 84. Yeah, we do need to go down here, so yeah. Right, I'll bring you back in a bit.